moon. He also made the stars, all the little stars we know. God set them in the vault, which is in the sky, to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, to separate them from darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, and it was the fourth day. So he had been working. Remember, his spirit was hovering over. He created the waters, he created the sky, then he created land, he created the animals, he created trees, then he created the star, the moon, the sun, the stars, right? So he created all that by the fourth day. And God said, let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the vault of the sky. And we know this thing is still happening today. So God created the great creatures of the sea and every living thing with which the water teems and that moves about in it. So every water has creatures, has animals that move in the water. This thing is still happening today, right? According to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind, and God saw that it was good. So you have different type of birds, you got different type of animals in the ocean, right? And God blessed them and said, be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on earth. And there was evening and there was morning, the fifth day. So now you have creatures have been created now. And the most interesting thing about that, after all he created all the creatures, there is something that he did that was very interesting. Let me see if I can go back to that. Now we're in Genesis 1:20, guys. Sorry, 1:20. So now there was something that was very interesting. I'm trying to see if I can get it. I saw it and I was very interested in it. This is where it is. 22. God blessed them and said. So he blessed them and he gave them instructions, right? He blessed the animals and he gave them instruction. He said, be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth. And there was evening and there was morning. So now we keep moving on, right? And God said, let the land produce living creatures. Now you start getting creatures. Now you have, remember, you have birds in the sky, you have what do you call them, fish and stuff like that in the water. And now he's gonna create animals on the land, living creatures according to their kind, the livestock, the creatures that move along the ground. So now you have creatures that's walking on the ground now. So you have creatures flying, you have creatures swimming, now you have creatures walking. This is still happening up to a day like today, guys. This is why I say the Bible is one of the greatest books ever written, past, present, and future. It's right in front of us, right? Each according to its kind, and it was good. God made the wild animals according to their kind, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kind. And God saw that it was good. So everything he's touching, everything he's doing at the end, is looking good. So everything is good. Nothing is going bad. Everything is going good. Let me give myself a little hit there, guys. Everything is going good. Nothing is going bad. Now, since everything is going so well, he's gonna continue, because every time he do something and he sees good, he continues. Every time he does something, he sees good and it continues, right? We do that today as humans. If we do something and we know it's good, we continue it, right? We try to replicate it. We try to keep moving forward. And this is the lesson in the Bible. If you look at the history, you could look at the present and you can have an idea what's going to happen in the future. We still do those things. Then God said, let us make mankind in our image. This is very important, guys. 1:26. Then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. So God now is thinking of creating man in their own image. So that means there's more than one God, and we're going to come to that at some other time. I'm going to mention that, right? So they have more than one God, because the scripture said that. Let us make mankind in our image. Our could be I, our could be you. Our means more than one, right? And he gave, and he's going to give mankind control over all these things that he just created. So why would you give someone control over what you create? Why would you create all these things and then create one entity to give control over all these things, right? The only reason why you do that, there's only one reason to do that. And the only reason you could do that is because whatever you're going to create, you have the confidence in that thing, or that mankind, according to this one, that will be able to take care of all these things and control all these things that you have created. You trust that that person, or these people, or that mankind will be able to control all those things that you've created, and that you trust that that will happen. Just like we today, if you have kids and then you build in portfolio, you build in profit, you build in houses, whatever it is that you're doing, if you have money and stuff like that, you're hoping that your child will be able to take care of those things. That's why you're doing it. You're not doing it just for yourself. You're doing it for your family, and then there is somebody in the family that, or more than one person in the family, that you will give to be in control of those things. Past, present, guys, and future. These things are still happening. The same thing God created, we are mimicking that same thing. That's why we create things, hoping that our family members will be able to take care of it. Our kids will be able to take care of it. Our siblings might be able to take care of it, right? We mimic the same things that God had created from the beginning. And that's only in Genesis 1. We haven't gone far yet. So God created mankind in his own image. Now they bring it to his image now. So he initially said, let us. And now the Bible is saying he. And God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. So now you're looking at, now they had some gods, right, that was going to create mankind in their image and in their likeness. And now it turns out to be one God now, right? And that's where the Bible become so tricky to understand, and to try to analyze, and to try to figure out, how come are there more than one God, right? Or is it one God, right? Because now we talk about gods in 1, right? We talk about gods in 26, and in 27 it's only talk about one God. And as we go down to 28, God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in numbers. So this is the second time that God has blessed what it has created, and ask and send them forth to be fruitful and increase in numbers. So before you could increase in numbers, you get a blessing. So this is a lesson that we can learn, guys. If we are looking forward to gaining things, to be fruitful, to multiply, whether it is through kids, or whether it is we want to have more kids, or whether it is we want to have more wealth, whatever it is that we want, we got to get the blessing first. You cannot get anything without the blessing first. So the blessing always comes first before being fruitful and increase in numbers, right? So he blessed them. God, he always blessing first. So that's something that we can